So before we begin, I just want to say that Core is hosting the Secret Spaces Game Jam with the artist Tohad and channel extra credits. Now the really awesome thing is that there is a prize pool of $3,500, which is something that you guys definitely don't want to miss out on. So if you want to take part, go ahead and download Core at the link in the description below for free right now. Let's begin. Hi guys, Zyger here, welcome back to another video. Today guys, I'm going to be making a game in Core. Now if you don't know what Core is, it's a new game development engine where you can go ahead and make any sorts of games from scratch or with already made frameworks and functions. Now, a couple videos ago I was sponsored by Core, and ever since then I've basically been playing around with their program and having a go at it, and I've genuinely really loved it. So, if you guys want to get into game development, which is a thing that I get asked a lot and I get a lot of messages about, I really recommend going ahead to Core and downloading their product. It's completely free, so you guys can go ahead and test it out and tell me what you think about it. But the awesome thing is, if you're new to game development, you can go ahead and use this to snowball yourself into the game development community. Because I know programming and game development can be really daunting, and especially when I first started out, it was really difficult for me to begin. Now, Core will make your process a lot easier because there is a lot of functions and frameworks already pre-built into Core, which you can go ahead and use to your advantage to make games yourself. Now, the really awesome thing is as well, they already handle a lot of the hard things such as multiplayer, networking, and a bunch of stuff like that. But if you also want to, get more nerdy with it, or you want to test the waters out for yourself, you can go ahead and make scripts and functions all by yourself as well. So it's a really awesome place to get into game development. But anyway guys, you're here to watch me make a game and also learn some stuff about Core yourself. But without further ado, let's go begin. Okay guys, so if you go ahead and download Core from the description below, when you open it up, this is what you're gonna get. Now before we begin, I'm just gonna quickly walk you through the different things that you can go ahead and play around with here. So first of all, we have the character tab. In here you can go ahead and customize and make your own characters. Now you can use any of these presets by pressing equip and pressing yes, or you can go ahead and press edit and change different parts about your player in here like so. The next tab that we have is the games tab, where you can go ahead and browse tons of games that other creators or people have made, and you can go ahead and give them a try yourself. Then we have the documentation, Discord, and feedback. These are pretty self-explanatory. And finally we have the creator tab. So here you can go ahead and start creating your own games. Now when you press create new, you have three different options. So the first one is to create a new empty project. But then we have the community shared games, which is basically just a collection of projects created by the community and shared for others to modify and publish as their own. Finally, the Core Games Frameworks is basically just a collection of pre-made game frameworks with logic and placeholder assets for easy modification and customization. So once you press View Frameworks, this is basically what's going to open up. It's a ton of different frameworks such as Team Deathmatch, Battle Royale, Last Man Standing, First Person Capture and Hold, Gun Game, and a bunch of other things. Now, let's go ahead and press the Battle Royale one, and we can go ahead and call this, whatever we want. So let's just call this video game. As you can see, we have opened it up, and here it is. So as you start, you can see there is quite a few things already set up because it's a framework. However, you can see a lot of things is blank, so you can go ahead and make them yourself. If you press play, I'm just going to quickly show you that everything works. Here's our custom made character that we made, and we can go ahead and run around, and we have different sounds and stuff. On the side, we have different types of objects, such as 3D objects, and you can go ahead and drag them in with ease and play around with them like such. But anyways, let's just get into the game making. Okay, so I decided to make a parkour type of game, because while browsing the already made games, I saw there was only one parkour game. So I thought, why not make another one? Besides, I really enjoy parkour games. I wanted this one to be set in a dark dungeon, so the first thing I did was set the mood. I played around with the skybox to make it night themed. Most importantly, I changed the intensity and the brightness of the skybox, and the colours of it too. With the mood already set, I began making the map. So here's the thing, parkour games don't really focus on the mechanics of the game itself, as you're simply just jumping from block to block, so I wanted to focus on the aesthetic sides of the map. I wanted the map to look really awesome and set the mood of the game, so the player gets drawn into it basically. This was really important as I had to choose the right props for the right theme, so a dungeon, so I decided to, choose props themed around that. And I also needed to make sure that I had different types of lighting throughout the dungeon, to make it more eerie, I guess. I also used plenty of particles that are already built into Core. And another really cool thing that I found is that Core has these things called decals. Now at first I didn't know what they were, but when I dragged them onto a block, I realized that they made the block look different. So for example, if I grabbed the cracked one, it would make the block that I dragged on cracked, which was really awesome because I could use these to set the mood further. Okay, so let me quickly demonstrate how I made this really awesome lamp. I basically just grabbed the 3D model of the lamp, and I added a point light and a fire volume to it. So let me just take these off. So this is the torch itself, which you can just get from the props. And then for the point light, I just basically went here and went into lighting, and there we go, point light, added it in. I went ahead and attached it to the same prefab so it, stays together, and I gave it this sort of orangish kind of colour and played around with the intensity and stuff. And to make it a little bit better looking, I guess, I added this fire volume thing, which definitely makes it really awesome because it makes it look like an actual torch and stuff. And I went ahead and played around with the size of it because it was a little bit too big. But that's basically how I sorted out a lot of the lighting in this game. So I kept working on the map here and there, just trying to make it look better. And I'm not gonna lie, it was quite difficult because I needed to test this parkour myself. And I know I love parkour, but I'm not too great at certain things, and there was this really difficult jump that I made that I couldn't do for a while. So that ended up being changed later on. Anyway, I kept working on this, trying to get this sort of theme across of this night dungeon. Alright guys, so I finished the whole map and it's all done, but before I show you it, I just want to show you a couple of things that I made and how I made them. So, in this parkour basically, you will, climb up here and stuff. And when you're like on this area, and if you fall down, you will die. So I'm going to quickly show you how I did that. So basically there's this thing called the kill zone. Now, if you type in kill zone, you get this, and if you drag it in, you can see it's just a little box here. Now, if your player lands in this, it will basically just kill your player. But a cool thing that you can go ahead and do is you can open this up and you can press this kill trigger. And from here you can go ahead and press the scale or press R and you can scale it to however big or however large you want it. So now if the player collides with this box in this whole area, they will die. And that's how I did the different areas of where you can obviously die and stuff. Now the respawning is very simple as well. So to set the spawn points, it's really simple. You can go ahead and type in spawn point into here, and here you have a little spawn point. Now wherever you place this, for example, if I place this right here, whenever the player collides with this will now be their checkpoint. So for example, this is your starting checkpoint and this is where you will, spawn. But once you reach this area, every single time you die now, you respawn on here. So it's a really nifty little thing that you can go ahead and add through Core because it's already, a made function. So I guess it's time for me to show you this game. But before you do that, if you want to publish a game, just hit File and Publish Game. And then it'll ask you to save it and you can press save and then you can go ahead and publish it. And a really cool thing that Core allows you to do is, for example, here you've got to submit screenshots. So instead of making the screenshot yourself, you can go ahead and press this little one, which is take screenshot. And then this will kind of load this camera up into the world. And you can move wherever you want to go ahead and take a screenshot. For example, maybe you want to take a screenshot right here. So I can go ahead and press this little tick and it will, this little camera, and it will make the screenshot and it will add it in, which is really, really awesome. So without further ado, let me just show you this game. Alrighty, so we are in the game right now, and I've already playtested this myself a couple times and it's published, so if you guys want to apply it, go ahead and download Core in the link in the description. But I'm just going to quickly give my opinions about this engine. Overall, I think it's a really awesome and solid engine, and it would have definitely helped me out when I first got into game development. So I genuinely really recommend for you guys to use this, because it's super simple to make games and you can go ahead and literally make anything you want. There was a couple things that did annoy me. For example, some of the hotkeys were a bit weird, but you can go ahead and change them, so it's not the biggest of, deals or anything like that. But overall, I really actually enjoyed making this game. It didn't take too long for me to make this. In all honesty, the majority of the time I spent trying to play around with different things in this game to see, how they work and whatnot. But overall, it's really solid and really cool. So yeah, this is my game, guys. If you want to go ahead and play it, go ahead and download Core. There'll be links down below. You can have a look at them. I already said it. You guys know what to do. And yeah. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to check out Core. It's completely free. Just go to coregames.com or click the link in the description below, because that game jam is something that you definitely don't want to miss. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye! Also, thank you to my Patreons Noob, Nicole, Dan, Tian, and Vita. I really appreciate your support.